Lizo, personally for you, what do you think? What's the big difference? Obviously, the Bulls dominated the local scene last year, and now it's looks like it's tough competition there in Europe. What do you feel? What's the big difference over there?
There's a couple of things that I think we need to adjust to. Firstly, the conditions are different, and the tempo in which they play in is very different, and they're quite accurate in executing, what they want to execute in these conditions because they're used to the conditions. I think we need to really learn quick and adjust and adapt. With that said, we're really focusing on ourselves and just continue improving, and analyzing more and what they do and see how we can counter that. But we're learning and we're growing, and we need to grow quick.
Lizo, do you think the European teams will have the same difficulty to adapt in South Africa? Or do you think they will still have the upper hand when they come in with the type of rugby that they're playing?
I think what we've seen in the past with the Cheetahs and the Kings, with the Kings beating Leinster in PE, it's different for them as well. I mean, coming up in these hot conditions and altitude will definitely have an impact and effect on them as well. Definitely.
Lizo, Jake.
Just to finish on that, but it's not what we are relying on. It's not what we are relying on. We're not relying on altitude to help us. As professionals, we how we play and how we execute things, should get us the wins and not the other things, even though they will have an impact. But it's not what we're relying on.
Lizo, Jake on Friday mentioned or said that it's not time to complain, but rather adapt when he was asked about the referee's decisions. Is that a big focus point this week, and in which areas?
I think Jake was spot on. We have to adapt. I'll make an example. In Europe, there's something called breaking the glass. So in the lineout, you can jump over, whereas in South Africa, you're not allowed to jump. You must jump straight up. You can't jump over to the guys when you're contesting the lineout. So those are the small differences in refs, but it's not going to change because we complain. So we just need to analyze that as well and just adapt.
And Lizo, this weekend's game, the Welsh are always a tough team to beat. Cardiff there, and I believe it's a 4G synthetic pitch, so scrummaging could be tricky.
Yeah, definitely. Fortunately, our management has organized that we have a feel of it to their training. We'll train on it tomorrow as well. So we're really privileged that we can at least, train on the pitch so that we know the pitch before we play on a Saturday. So it's something to adapt to as well. Like I said, there's a couple of things to adapt to, but our attitude as the Vodacom Bulls is to not complain, but rather adapt and learn and grow as quick as possible.
Any further questions, Liz? Okay.
Lizo, last week you guys had done quite well in that first half, despite the conditions and how good Connacht normally are at home. But in second half, it just sort of fell away. What do you think was the issue, and what do you need to do this time around in the second half?
Tactically, they were very good. We didn't even have 122-meter entry in the second half, so they played the wind very well. Obviously, they know the pitch, but those are the things as professionals that we need to really analyze and grow very quick. In South Africa, you don't play in an open stadium like that, where really the wind is a big factor. So those are the things we really need to analyze, and that I thought they played them well. and especially with fatigue on the second half, then you play with the wind, and I think they did that brilliantly.
Lizo, it's quite a long tour, month-long tour, and you've lost the first 2 games now. Do you believe that it's turning into a bit of a character test now for the boys?
Yeah, definitely. Any loss, we always look at ourselves in the mirror and look at ourselves, and I would say even the guys that came on second half last week, they showed character. They fought till the end, even though we were way behind in terms of the scoreboard. So they never stopped fighting. So that's our character, as a team, that we just keep fighting. We continue to improve, and we believe that if we continue to improve, then good results are on the way.